Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we have a watch straight from Australia, Melbourne Watch Company. If you haven't heard of them, you definitely should have because they're a very, I would say, large micro brand based out of Melbourne, Australia. And today we're taking a look at their Fitzroy. As you can see here, comes in this nice labeled Melbourne Watch Company box. And I will throw up a picture of the box right now as well while I get this unpackaged here. But the boxes themselves are always very nice from this company. You get a warranty card, you get a polishing cloth, and of course inside is the Fitzroy chronograph. And let's take a look at that. Here is the Fitzroy chronograph in all its glory. A very nice looking and very attractive watch. I do like the 12-hour bezel from what I can see so far. But anyway, let me get this out of the box and let's get straight into the review. And here is the Fitzroy chronograph in the flesh. A very nicely designed watch. Got a little bit reminiscent of the Tag Heuer Atavia, but not a homage, I'd say, but probably because of this 12-hour bezel. But anyway, this is a very quite unique watch, and it's a chronograph at an affordable price, I'd say. And it's definitely a very well-built watch. With Melbourne Watch Company, I've reviewed a couple of their watches in the past. I have never had an issue with quality control, anything like that. And I've always found that their case build and cut is very good compared, to the masses of other micro brands. I definitely would recommend Melbourne Watch Company, and I have recommended them before on this channel. Now we do get a solid 316L stainless steel case, which is completely brushed, but we do have nice chamfered polish on the top portion of the lugs here, if you can see that. The center links on this oyster style bracelet are completely high polished, very nicely done. It is by no means a cheap bracelet, and the piston style head pushers are completely polished, as well as the signed Melbourne crown. Now to some dimensions here. We're looking at a 44mm case, but trust me, it doesn't wear like a 44mm watch. As you can see, the lugs are almost non-existent, or very thin, and they do kind of come to a point here. So this watch really does wear like a 42mm watch, I'd say, in my honest opinion. So if you're worried about that 44 number, I would not be. In terms of actual case thickness, we are looking at about 13mm. As you can see, very nicely brushed and very smooth on the sides of this watch here. You can see that nice sapphire crystal and that 120 click rotating 12-hour bezel as well. As I was stating earlier, we do get a nice sapphire crystal, which is very nice, slightly domed there, it looks like, with anti-reflective coating, of course. But I think the most interesting part of this watch is the actual dial. If you can see, we have the nice wave effect on the inner portion of the dial. We have brushed applied silver indices here going all around, and a double date feature, which is very cool. I'll show you how that works in a little bit. We have 3 subdials on this Mecha Quartz movement that is used inside the Fitzroy. We do get a 24-hour subdial over here. We do get our running 60 seconds over here, then a 60-minute chronograph over there. Now the 12-hour bezel itself can actually be used to keep a second time zone. If you wanted to, you can actually even use it to time 60 minutes if you really wanted to. The bezel action is very good, very easy to grip here, and I really don't see any issues with it. As you can see there, everything does line up to the 12 o'clock position, so no issues there with alignment. I know it's little things like that that make people go crazy. And yeah, the bezel action is very good on this 12-hour bezel. Before getting into this Mecha Quartz movement, this watch is 100 meters water resistant, making it a very capable chronograph. You can definitely take it in the pool. You can definitely take it to the beach, I think. And you really do not have to worry about, water things like washing your hands and stuff like that, as you would with a chronograph. Most chronographs typically have 30 or 50 meters of water resistance, unless it's a diving chronograph. Which can have up to 500 or 600 meters if you look at some of Omega's watches. Yeah, but this watch has 100 meters of water resistance with a screw down crown and a very, very interesting screw down case back. If we take a look here, they always have a very interesting design or art on their case backs, which is very neat and very well done. If you can take a look at that. You also get a glimpse of the solid end links on this oyster style bracelet, which is very well done as well. Now powering this bad boy is the Seiko Mecha Quartz VK73, which does feature this nice double date over here at the 12 o'clock position. It also does feature the chronograph, of course, of 60 minutes, and you do get that real chronograph feel when you actually push down. As you can see, it sort of sweeps the hand here, which is always a good thing. You can stop it, and it'll just fly right back and reset itself. And you do really feel that push when you push it in. Obviously, it is run by a battery. It is a quartz movement combined with mechanical components. Now, I just unscrewed the crown to the first position, which is stationary. I'm going to pop it out one position. We can see that quick set date. It's going to change in both. Watch this. Woo! I think it's pretty cool. I always like when they do this, the double date feature. 1819, and then it'll swap. I think it's pretty cool. Just a neat feature. Your third position obviously is your hacking position. We can set the time here. Very legible, long rectangular hands which come to a point and definitely match the indices just perfectly, as you can see there. There's lume on these hands, of course, and some lume on the parts of the applied indices over here and here going around the dial. Very easy to use. The crown is very easy to function there, so no issues there. I will get you a lume shot towards the end of the video, but first let's take a look at this bracelet. So it's a very nice bracelet, very flexible. Obviously, it is using push pins instead of screws, but it is a very nice bracelet. It's finished very nicely. There are no sharp edges or nothing like that. And the polishing is just really good on the center links, as well as the brushing on the outer portions of this 3-link bracelet here. Now the clasp itself has a nice scissor clasp, which is always nice to see, which does clamp down quite nicely with a Melbourne signed buckle. You do get 3 micro adjustments for fine adjustment if you want. But it is definitely a very comfortable bracelet, and as you can see here, it lines up and fits the case very nicely without any error, which is actually kind of a rare thing to see on a lot of brands. Even bigger brands, I'd say. But everything is really just perfect here on these 22mm lugs. Now, I want to throw it on my 6.5-inch wrist and show you guys that this 44mm watch really fits a lot smaller. As you can see, there she is on my 6.5-inch wrist, and it really just fits perfectly. It's a nice fit. It fits like a 42, I'd say. It's not too heavy, but it's not too light, but you definitely do feel it. And that's how it does fit across my wrist. My wrist is 6.5 inches, and it just fits about perfectly across. I'd say maybe a millimeter over on my 6.5-inch wrist. Now, looking straight down at the watch, as you can see, it is very legible, even with the light glaring on it. And it's definitely a very nice look. I think it looks really nice, sporty, nautical, and casual, and even dressy at the same time if you really wanted it to be. Here we go with a nice lume shot, and to my surprise, the ceramic bezel is also lume. Surprise! I knew it was lume, I was just saving it for the lume shot. So we do have a ceramic lumed bezel, as well as the hands, the pip on the second sweeping hand, and as well as the small markers surrounding the indices. And it's pretty decent. Obviously it looks brighter in real life than on the camera. For some reason, cameras don't pick up lume as they do in real life. So there you have it, guys. This is the Melbourne watch company Fitzroy, one of their newer releases. And I think it's a really cool watch. It's very well built. It's definitely a very unique watch. I do like the case back as well. I like the finishing. I like that it has 100 meters of water resistance. I like that you can hold a second time zone on here. I like the interesting dial, the waves. It's very cool. You have a lumed bezel. You have some decent lume. You get 100 meters of water resistance, so no worries on taking it in the water. You get a nice sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. And the construction's very good. That's one of the main things I look for before obviously looking at the movement. The bracelet is very nice here. I do like the bracelet. And yeah, it really checks all the boxes for me. You can definitely check them out in the description below. I will drop a link down in the description below to Melbourne's company. Their shipping is always super fast from Australia. It gets here in about 2 or 3 days from DHL, so I would not worry about that. They also do have very good customer service if you ever have a problem. I believe the owner's name is Suhain, and he's a really cool guy. So if you ever have an issue, definitely reach out to him and let him know. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I think it's a good watch. I like the design. I like how it looks. I like how it feels on the wrist. So let me know what you guys think. You can definitely catch me on the next video by subscribing right now to the channel with that red button. Find me at www.watchaddiction.com or at watchaddiction on Instagram. And I will see you guys real soon. Thanks so much. Bye.